Good morning. Happy Sunday. Ravens first home game in 2024, week 2. We're feeling good. We're trying to get everything together here, but hope you guys are having a great morning. Good morning. Happy Sunday. We got a lot to talk about here. Let's just think about it. We are going to touch on a lot of the Ravens-Raiders pregame, but we also want to talk about tailgate festivities. Going to try to make an Orange Crush over here. I don't know how that's going to go. But with our great sponsor, Deep Eddy, we are going to make it happen here today. And for everyone out there listening, let us know where you are tuning in from, what you have planned today, and also tag us and show us how you are getting ready for your NFL Sunday. A little bit of a smaller group. We're going to keep extending this past as we move forward. But our first Ravens home game, we're going to the game after this. But to my right is a very hung out Zach Bollinger.
We are so here, baby. We are so here. First Ravens game of the first Ravens home game. Where else would you rather be, people? Where else would you rather be?
You sound like absolute dog shit. You sound terrible.
I feel terrible, but we are so here. We are so here.
Well, I think I know what can help you do the trick. Hair of the dog over there.
Let's go, baby.
Hair of the dog right here. That's what makes it happen. And then behind the scenes, we got Brad back in his spot. How we doing, Brad?
What's up, fellas? Good to be back. Look, it is definitely feels like fall. When last week I was still like kind of bummed, kind of excited because football was here, but then summer's ending. But now I'm kind of like full blown into it. I'm ready for some football. Obviously, there's baseball left, but I'm just like in full blown basic white bitch. Give me the pumpkin spice everything. I'm here for it now.
Oh, you've turned over to the pumpkin spice now.
Yeah.
You're in.
Yeah.
Jamie's already in on that too. She already got hers. Went to Starbucks the other day. But guys, I'm just feeling good. How can you not feel good? The tailgate, it's like the smell in the air.
Yeah.
On Sundays.
Yeah.
The fall Sundays, can't beat it. Got our breakfast started off right with the Iron Rooster too.
As always.
I'm already full, but I got plenty of room for what we have in store today. There it is. And then, of course, Kyle gave us about 12 different things.
Of course.
But we're having a good time here. But, yes, let us know where you're tuning in from. We are excited about what we have in store. But today what we have in store, Ravens got a game against the Raiders. We also are going to have some giveaways courtesy of Deep Eddy. And actually, if I can pull up my post here, if you guys didn't see it, we will have a way for you to enter moving forward. But when I say that they are tremendous, and shout out to them because they're all about people helping people. Why not have a great tailgate experience here at the Ryan Ripken Show? This was earlier. This is just some of the giveaway options that we have here.
Woo! Love it.
We're gonna have a great fall here. So if you tell a friend to tell a friend, come on over, like and subscribe. Every Ravens day, we're gonna have a pregame show to have fun and make it an experience. And again, let us know where you're tuning in from. That is the biggest thing. Oh, Laura down in Tampa, Fort Myers, Florida. And Laura, I'm sorry. I knew we have the Holy Shirts and Pants Fantasy League, and Christian McCaffrey is out. It hurts me as well. I understand that. But, guys, first home game. Like, both teams are 0-1. We're feeling excited, feel like confident, right? There's a confidence in Baltimore here. Gardner Minshew did beat the Ravens here last time. But where do we start with this? Do we start with a little bit – oh, excuse me. Oh, feeling like Zach. Sorry, I didn't see the comment right there. Can you pull that back up?
I pulled up the
British Raven, as always, Robin Hood counting, just like we all thought. In Nottingham, England, currently working on expelling the loss from my LJ jersey. Love that commitment.
Love it.
Love it over there. Are you going to make it?
Am I going to make it? Yeah, I'm going to make it. It's game day. Yeah, there's football. It doesn't matter how bad I feel right now. There's 60 minutes to be played today at M&T Bank Stadium, and I will be on my feet for all 60. Simple as that. Simple as that.
No, you're a good kid. You are a good kid, and let's see what else we got going on.
Oh, baby. Skybox. Skycam.
We might be playing a little golf, a little gridiron golf there in a little bit. Try to get the party going. But, guys, why don't we start off with this matchup in a couple ways? And I just saw a comment about Mad Max Crosby. That might be the number one priority. But let's actually go back, if you missed it, for everyone that said about in week 1, quarterback play was down across the league.
Yeah.
We'll start with that.
You took the unders last week. You were making some damn good money.
And you know what? But if you took the under in the opener, you lost. How do I know? That was my best bet. It was a half a point.
Yeah. I was gonna say we all kind of like didn't mention it for a moment. Like the score got to that point. We all kind of looked around like, damn, there goes the over. As Rip's sitting there, as he told us all the under was a lock.
The only one that was happy about it was John Means.
Yeah.
Mr. KC guy.
Mr. KC. Hey, look, I first and foremost always want the Ravens to win. But in general, going to the NFL, quarterback play was down. Not a lot of passing touchdowns. Like it was a drastic dip off from just a year prior, a couple of years ago. So we feel like that should pick up. But I'll tell you who had still a very, very great game for the quarterback play was Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
You can say that there was some moments. We understand. Offense could have played better. Team's not in the game without Lamar. But if you don't believe about how good Lamar Jackson is, why don't we ask the Kelce brothers? If you missed it, we talked about it on Thursday. They have all the highest compliments for the starting quarterback and MVP, reigning MVP of the league. Let's play that clip for you.
He was just like edging guards left and right.
That's Chris Jones for you.
Yeah, I mean, he's pretty good. He also had a strip sack on Lamar in the second quarter. Here's that clip.
Lamar has got to be the hardest quarterback in the NFL to prepare for. He is not only is their run game so damn good, but then you have to, account for him in the run game. Not only you got to account for Derrick Henry coming downhill with Ricard blocking for him. It's like you got to account for everybody in the backfield there, and then on top of that, he can throw it. He's a passer now. He is 100% a passer. I know he had the one in the end of the game where he sailed it over.
He missed that one, but I mean, he missed that one for most of the game.
And it just so happened to be in a big moment, but he's making that throw 9 times out of 10.
He followed that one up with the likely catch, right?
Yeah, 100%.
So he was on the money there. It just like
dialed it in. Yeah.
Anyways.
And when you're preparing for a guy like that, either you have a guy with similar like talents, which is like getting the Walmart version of him, and there's nobody in the league that you could ever put back there from your team that is going to simulate how good Lamar is. So you just put a wide receiver whenever you're doing the read option stuff. You put him at quarterback and try and insinuate the speed that he has. But then on top of that, it's like you got to now figure out how you're going to stop him with his arm.
Right.
Isaiah Likely had an amazing game. Happy as hell for him. Tight end you guy.
Yeah.
And it's just so hard that Baltimore offense, man. Once they get rolling, which I'm sure they will these next couple of weeks, man, that team's going to be really, really good going into the playoffs.
So that's a very high compliment from both of them, actually. But Travis Kelce, obviously, star tight end for the Kansas City Chiefs, or some people knows him for dating Taylor Swift, whatever it is.
Or Uncle Rico now.
Or Uncle Rico. Or what was the other one we said? It wasn't Uncle Rico as well. It was
I don't know. Uncle Rico was the best one.
It's so great. Throw the footballs over the mountains. And then Jason Kelce, obviously just retired, one of the best centers to ever play. I got to be honest, I didn't get the comment on Jason Kelce's glasses last time. Yeah. Those things were dynamite.
Yeah.
I got to try to get a pair of those puppies.
Yeah.
Talk about rose-colored glasses. I want those. But the bigger point here, guys, Lamar Jackson, it's praise. Hardest guy you heard to defend. The defending champs are talking about it. So
yeah, despite the loss, they Lamar probably had the best QB performance of the week last week, despite the loss. Even though Patrick Mahomes won the game, Lamar had the better game. Just didn't come out with a dub.
He did. The Chiefs executed better, but Lamar Jackson was probably the best player on the field that day. Chris Jones was a menace too, but Isaiah Likely played well. But Lamar Jackson, it's truly tremendous what we continue to see from him. And in week 1 performances, he's up there. I'd give it to also, I thought Josh Allen obviously played well in that game, but Lamar does so much for his team consistently. And for teams that don't play, that's why he's so good against the NFC, I think, as well. And it's been talked about. If you don't play Lamar and then you have to game plan and you haven't played him, you can look all you want on tape until you actually see him on the field. It's 2 different things.
That's why he's 20-1 against the NFC.
That's where I was going with.
Yeah.
And the one game that he lost was the Daniel Jones Giants.
So bad.
Holy shirts and pants here. We're having
Speaking of holy
time.
Shirts and pants.
Holy, there we go. That's it.
Oh, baby. Chauncey, appreciate you.
Chauncey, appreciate you. And we know you're tuning in from Hartford County. As you just said, it's God's country up there. Definitely is. But we appreciate you. Thank you. It's a tremendously exciting day. But Lamar Jackson isn't getting praise just from the Kelsey brothers, by the way. How about his opponent that's coming into town? Devante Adams, one of the best wide receivers in football. And Ravens fans, pump the brakes. He's not coming to Baltimore anytime soon, at least.
That would be dope.
But he had another really high praise for Lamar Jackson before this game, and just hear how he really values the talent that he is.
Well, he's who I think I mentioned it to y'all. I don't know if it was this year or last year, but going into my 21 season, I felt like that was an area, broken tackles was an area that I really wanted to focus on and push and make better. And I was literally finding myself watching Lamar Jackson highlights like in my locker before the games. Like, dude changed the game. He's the best, in my opinion, best ball carrier ever. You know, no matter what position you want to talk about, I don't think anybody's as big of a threat to carrying the football. So, and obviously he's worked really hard to develop in the other parts of his game as well, and you've seen that come a long way too. So, he's a huge threat. Somebody you got to be accountable for out there, and make sure you know what he's doing, and getting on the film of that. And obviously, I don't have to worry about that. But yeah, hell of a football player.
Hell of a football player. And Devante Adams saying he's the best with the ball in his hands. Lamar Jackson changed the game, changed the sport. And now you're seeing some of the best athletes in the world saying, I'm in awe of him, and I'm trying to learn how to get better at my craft. And that's just what Lamar does. It truly is your peers tell you a lot about you, guys. I think that's fair to say.
Yeah.
So like when we say Zach still has no energy, we mean it. The peers, that's what we think in this room.
We're getting back. We are getting back. We're getting back. As we get closer to game time, the energy's just got to keep rising.
Well,
It doesn't sound like it to you?
oh my goodness. You sound like
I got
What?
3 hours of sleep.
no, save it. I did too, buddy. Come on now.
It was a night. And we're here. What, where else would you rather be?
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to need you to take a lap. Get up and take a lap. Come on. Come on, baby. Here we go. There we go. And he thinks that he can beat me in a running contest?
All right. Now we're back.
We're gonna do.
I feel like I was
terrific.
actually pretty fast on that final.
That wasn't bad.
That wasn't terrible, but if you actually think you're going to beat me in anything,
I
this
must-
dude called me out
I almost
yesterday.
flipped over that. Would have been great for content.
Would have been great. You should have done it. But in all seriousness, back to this. Devante Adams is the X factor on offense for the Vegas Raiders. There's no doubt about it. He is their best weapon. He's a guy that obviously has all the accolades. Hasn't been the same success in Vegas. A lot of things have happened. They got rid of his best friend and quarterback, Derek Carr. Then last year, you have Jimmy Garoppolo, that situation. Aiden O'Connell gets injected into the offense. A lot of ups and downs. Now you have Gardner Minshew, who also has one hell of a stash. But it is a little bit rocky there. But one thing's for certain, Devante has a lot of praise for Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. Yeah, people helping people. People helping people. Do we want to continue on with talking about this Ravens game to start? We got a lot to talk about here for the whole day, and we're going to be live here until roughly, what are we thinking, 11:30? That's what we got on the
11:30, yeah.
11:30, seeing how it's all going. Why don't we, since people are excited about this game, and I saw this comment earlier about, well, wait a minute, we got to watch out for this guy. And it's not Devante Adams. Devante Adams, the Ravens are going to have to focus on the defensive side. Why? We just mentioned it. Don't let him beat you. That is the main weapon for them. But there's a guy on the defensive side, and we just saw how game-wrecking Chris Jones has been against Baltimore in the last couple of years. Got a chance to sit down with Qadri Ismail and talk about who he thinks the number one priority needs to be for the Baltimore Ravens this Sunday. So why don't you hear the answer from him? It's on the defensive side of the ball. And at times in Chip, because of the issues that they were having on the offensive line. And I already know that who your number one priority for the Ravens, who they got to watch here, and I'll let you explain.
Their package with both tight ends in a game gives them flexibility to run to either one or overload to one side or the other. We're forgetting about number 88 in Charlie Kolar, because in the game where early on Derrick Henry was running well, you had Charlie Kolar in the game, and there were some instances where, he was absolutely effective at the point of attack. Got Pat Ricard as well. So it's not that Mark Andrews is going to be a blocking tight end. Just not going to happen. There will be times where he will be called upon. There's difference between I'm a blocking tight end and I'm Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews is going to be out that passing route and making some plays there. I think what we also saw, Kevin Ryan, is the fact that when you got Lamar Jackson, you got a guy that can extend plays. Max Crosby for the Raiders is the guy that we're all kind of like, he's priority number one. Chris Jones was priority number one for the Kansas City Chiefs. Max Crosby is priority number one when it comes to making sure we got to identify where he's at. Now, he had some struggles, the tackles, whether it be Roger Rosengard or heck, even Pat McCarry, for that matter, had some struggles, and the tape shows it. It's not us just trying to make it up as we go, but they had their struggles. And I think if it is a scenario where you're going to run it effectively, run it at Crosby. Go ahead and force him to make a decision, and that's where the running game gets into your favor when you're able to wear down your opponent. Okay, put in 88, put in Pancake Pat, and let both Kolar and Pancake go ahead and double team them up, and then allow Derrick Henry to get off to the outside, or for that matter, Lamar Jackson being able to have that counteraction where you have flow one direction and then Lamar going the opposite direction. We've seen it. It's in the offense. Let it be as far as with the Raiders, because you want to, as I say, keep them off balance. Don't let them get into the rhythm. But no matter what, know where number 98 is on the field. And if you can nullify just the high motor and just badassness when you look at the bigger picture of play with Max Crosby, you're winning. The reason why 135 yards of rushing was had by J.K. Dobbins. It was the commitment to run, but it was the runs that they had that made the difference.
I'm glad. Well, there we go. We don't need to hear me talk. Who cares about that, right? But now you're going to hear me say what Q just talked about Max Crosby being a badass. Dude's a badass. The dude has game wrecked Baltimore in the past. Max Crosby, if you're not aware of him, he's a guy last year that had 14.5 sacks, but that doesn't begin to tell the whole story with him. If you watch him play, he doesn't take plays off. He's almost on the field every single snap, and he's getting to the quarterback. He's getting pressures. He's able to get tackles for loss. He is a guy specifically that can ruin a game and game plan. And for the Ravens guys, and I don't know who wants to go with this next, Brad, but we talked about that, or he alluded to it. The Chargers didn't pass necessarily as well on the Los Angeles Chargers last week. The Raiders didn't pass well on the Chargers. Sorry, the Chargers didn't pass well on the Raiders, but they ran the ball extremely well.
Yeah.
And they were able to go out and kind of neutralize a strength for Las Vegas. And for Baltimore, they have the pieces. And I know for Ravens fans, they want to see one of those pieces, Derrick Henry, get going and get going often.
Yeah, and you know what? Justin Herbert, I think, is going to get it figured out with McConkey and company. I think that obviously Jim Harbaugh-led team is going to be – I don't know if they're going to be contenders for the division by the end of the season, but I think that they're going to be just like sneaky good. That team that can spoil that division or make a play a spoiler role. But to answer your question, I mean, like, Max Crosby, first of all, deserves to just be on another team. He just deserves to be on a better team.
He loves the Raiders culture, though.
I know.
Loves it.
But like he can't love losing all the time.
Devante Adams doesn't like that either.
Right.
Even though he forced his way out. But that's a whole different discussion.
That being said, Max Crosby is going to be a game wrecker if the Ravens can't figure it out. And we've talked about this last week. with Falele, some of the younger guys,
Rosengarten, yeah.
Rosengarten on the offensive line. If Max Crosby can get through that line, it's going to be a long day for Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. I mean, we saw that happen last week with Derrick Henry not getting the type of production that we wanted to see him get. Obviously, he ran and they had a great opening drive, but then they stopped him after that. And so my worry is if they can't contain Max Crosby, it's going to be a long day for the offensive line.
It really could. And on the other part of it is we saw comments. John Harbaugh said, hey, Derrick Henry's not here to run 30 times in a game. And look, I'm okay with not running Derrick Henry 30 times in week 2. But I think the emphasis that people want, Zach, is they want to see the Ravens continue to try to run the ball. Now, they are going to have to block up front, but you got a guy that his reputation is, hey, as the game goes on, I'm going to beat you up. And I think that's what the Ravens and Ravens fans want to see here. Get ahead of Vegas and just continue to pound the rock.
Yeah, and that's what Derrick Henry does. Like kind of what you just said. He's one of those guys that as the game goes on, it becomes tougher and tougher for the defense to handle it. He's not necessarily, and he's never been a guy that the first 4 carries, he's going to have 4 carries for 50 yards. That's it happens. He breaks some away every once in a while, but he is a guy who his first 10 carries are going to be 3 yards, 3 yards, 2 yards, 3 yards, 4 yards, 3 yards. It's not going to be these big chunks. He is a guy who goes out there, and like you said, over 60 minutes, he wears a defense down. And that's why I think it's so important to, yes, they're not going to hand it to him 30 times. That's not going to happen. But he's a guy who I think needs to get in between those 17 to 20 touches a game because, one, you went out and paid him. And 2, he's a guy who over the course of 60 minutes of a football game, it's the 3rd and 4th quarter when he's already gotten 15 touches and the defense does not want to go try to tackle Derrick Henry again. That's when he starts to, it builds up, then boom, he hits the 1 or 2 big back-breaking runs.
Yeah, I just don't understand how, and I'm sure that they'll figure it out, but when you have 558 pounds between Derrick Henry and Pat Ricard, how do you not move the rock with those 2 guys alone?
Yeah, and part of it is getting used to a new system and a new approach. And for Kansas City, give them credit. Chris Jones is a beast inside. He can stop the run. He can pass rush. And Kansas City was trying to be all out to stop the run game. And they had a pressure on Lamar Jackson all game, right? But for Derrick Henry, for people that are wondering, especially over the last 5 years, the dude, we were not kidding. It's just the more times that he gets touches, it usually means he's going for a lot of yards. I'm looking at last year right now. In a game where he had 17 or more carries, the least amount of yards that he had in a game was 75. So he is going to continue. And that was the lowest case. That was just over 4 yards a carry. But another example. There was one game where he didn't, but he found the end zone twice with 17 carries against the Dolphins. Brutal game, but he still got in there twice. He makes things happen. He's going to continue to kind of get to that point and get in there. But other games, he had 21 for 102, 19 for 153, 22 for 122, 25 for 80. Yeah, that might still seem like a low number, but when you're able to run that many times as a team, that means you're in control.
You're wearing down the defense.
That means you are in control. So it's something to monitor, something we all want to see for Baltimore. But again, if Max Crosby gets loose, things are going wrong. And for a game like today, we'll get into some of our best bets and picks here down the road. Baltimore should win this game, and they should win it pretty convincingly, but it's the NFL. You got to be careful. Gardner Minshew came in here and won a game against the Ravens. How did that happen, guys? You might wonder. What do you think it happened? Let me hear your explanation, Zach.
Last year, we talking last year, the Colt, that game. There were moments last year, as we all know, as a Ravens fan, where just things happened that you were like,
the fuck?
Yeah. And that was like legitimately.
Steelers game comes to mind.
I remember the safety. The Ravens get the safety on the Colts. I remember standing up, clapping, me like, good game, guys. Good game. I'm like walking around. I'm like ignoring the game. I'm like, that's another win. Like, let's go. This is just another day in paradise. Then you start looking at the TV and you're like, why did the Colts have the ball? Why why is this about to be a tie game?
So why did that all happen?
There are a lot of reasons that happened.
So
we could talk about a lot of things.
So what's the theme here, Zach? Let's get there.
Mismanagement is what I would call
Okay,
that.
but also was it sloppy?
Oh, it's as sloppy as
just
it
like
gets.
you are right
as
now, a little
sloppy.
bit.
Like I was last night. If we want to talk about sloppy.
Well, we might get into story time or nightmare time, whatever you guys want to
It's
consider.
nightmare time.
It is nightmare fuel. But last year, what I was getting at, when Gardner Minshew and the Colts beat the Ravens, it was a sloppy game. It's a turnover fest. It was not a great weather game, but the Ravens didn't take care of the ball. And then, yes, you mentioned some mismanagements. That's kind of how it feels like it's going to have to go today for Vegas to win this game. If the Ravens can play as close to clean football, I think that they win by 2 scores. That's honestly what I think, because I don't think Vegas has enough weapons to do it. But if Max Crosby in this defense wreaks havoc and Baltimore gets a little bit, I'm not going to say they're going to be comfortable or too comfortable. The turnovers keep every team in the game, but it's going to be very hard for Gardner Minshew and this Raiders offense to put up points against the Ravens defense that I think is going to be even better than they were last week. I think they're going to come out with a vengeance.
Yeah.
And I thought that they still played well last week, had a couple short fields, and they were able to keep the Ravens in the game. So minus the blown coverage there with Xavier Worthy. Honestly, the 2 touches by Xavier Worthy were the only 2 really big plays. Everything else, the defense, I thought, did a tremendous job. So we'll keep that in mind. Hopefully it goes well. Before we segue a little bit here, Brad, I see you got the people going. A lot of people love the polls.
Yeah.
What poll do we have going?
I actually have a good one today. Best Adam Sandler movie of all time.
Oh, baby.
Yeah. I got so it's obviously a tough one to narrow it down to 4, but I got Billy Madison, of course, Happy Gilmore, Waterboy, and Big Daddy is my 4 options.
Man, that's tough.
Yeah.
And it's Football Sunday. The Waterboy is so damn funny. Happy Gilmore, though, those 2 for me are probably.
Happy Gilmore's just such a classic.
It's all in the hips.
I feel, I was going to say, I wore that shirt.
Price is wrong, bitch.
Yeah. Just so many things. Shooter McGavin's probably the best villain sports
friends listen to Endless Love in the Dark.
Oh, they do. Happy, did it go in? Or Happy, I didn't see it go in.
So this is kind of surprising. Happy Gilmore is 65% so far from the people. Billy Madison's 9%, which I thought that would be a little bit higher just because Billy Madison's such a classic. Yeah. Waterboy is 15%. Big Daddy's 12%. So obviously, overwhelming majority from the people is Happy Gilmore. But I wanted to tack on to this. So, like, what's the most underrated Adam Sandler movie, in your opinion?
Cool, man.
Because I have mine.
Okay, what do you got? You started off.
Mine's The Longest Yard.
Oh, I was just about to say that. I love that one.
Everybody kind of forgets about it, but there's so much star power in that movie, and it was hilarious. There's lots of quotable moments. I think The Longest Yard's probably the most underrated.
That was one of those movies where, like, every scene there was just, like you said, a random star came in for like a cameo that, like, almost useless cameo. Like, they just brought in a star, like he would like say like 3 words. Then you're like, wait, was that? And then he would never be seen again.
Yeah, like
that was just like the entire movie. Like, they would just have randomly in like cut scenes. You'd be like, wait, is that? And then they would never be seen again.
Well, the other part is, like, in the movie that actually had featured roles in it, like Burt Reynolds, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
Nelly, a rapper.
Yeah.
Michael Irvin.
Yeah.
Terry Crew. There was Chris
Rock.
Chris Berman.
Chris Rock.
Chris Rock. Who else we missing in there? Like, it was a really good. Also,
I mean, a ton of people.
That's why I got popcorn.
James Cromwell. Yeah, damn popcorn.
Damn popcorn.
James Cromwell was the warden. David Patrick Kelly, Bill Romanowski was in that movie. Bill Goldberg, we forgot about him being in that movie. So many other Stone Cold Steve Austin. I mean, there's such a ton. Tracy Morgan. Dude, that's what I'm saying. It's like Dan Patrick, Jim Rome. There's so many like stars in that movie. That was a
star-studded movie. And you know what? Maybe because I'm getting older and it's hitting different now. Grown-ups I didn't like from Adam Sandler growing up.
You didn't like Grown-ups?
Not as much as the other movies, but now like watching it, I'm like, I like this. I'm like, why am I relating more to this? I'm like,
Yeah.
Zach,
I was gonna say Grown Ups.
Zach-
That was what I was gonna say was my underrated Adam Sandler movie. Like,
you
that's
still liked it when you were like 12. when it
I was
came
gonna
out.
say I thought that it was hilarious from the start, but
I mean, it is funny.
yeah, I was gonna say Grown Ups is incredible.
Even the second one is just as good as the first.
It's like it's not one of those movies that you can go into like hoping like for a cinematic masterpiece.
Oh, no.
Like yeah, it's
You just-
it's
if
like
you just
it's a
wanna laugh.
classic Adam Sandler movie where you're like half of this doesn't make sense.
Most of it's corny.
Yeah, it's super cool, but you're just like, yeah, I can turn my brain off and just watch this.
Yeah.
Is it fair to say though, best sports villain in any movie for me, it has to be Shooter McGavin.
Oh,
Like, I don't know if there is still any better character that is a villain in a movie, in a sports movie, than Shooter McGavin. I love the fact when his caddy asked for a 5-iron, or it's like, hey, what do you suggest here? I'm thinking 5-iron. Oh, give me the wedge. Chips it in. Oh, 5-iron, right? You're fired.
hey, why don't I just go eat some hay?
Lay by the bay. What do you say? It's
I just may.
It's great. You know what I'm seeing? I know there's a lot of other great movies. I haven't seen Hubie Halloween, so I can't comment on that. I've seen that pop up. Kick him off the tour, Doug.
Kick him off the tour.
Oh God.
Oh, everyone's having.
See, that was a great poll.
Everyone's having a great time. Oh yeah, everyone's having a great. Well, I'm not. Doug.
I think one of the underrated parts of that movie is Happy's obsession with getting the big checks.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't accept. He's like, how do I get one of the big checks? And
I think got like stacked in.
That's what I was going to say. The underrated scene is when he goes and he's carrying like his 4th place finish with the massive check, and he just tosses it in the back of his car on top of all the other massive checks. I think that is one of the funny, like just underrated funny scenes.
Underrated.
I'm
funny.
gonna kiss you all over.
And over and again. Franny saying Wedding Singer. Franny.
Wedding Singer is such a good one too.
Such a good one. It's a lot of good movies. And we love Franny too.
Yeah, shout out Franny.
Shout out Franny, honestly. Always overdoes it for us with I'm still over.
You know, all of our sponsors do that.
They really
which
do.
is so awesome that like there's so much belief in what we're doing in the show that all of our sponsors go above and beyond, which is incredible. And Franny is no exception to that. So shout out Franny.
Exactly right. I'm just doing it because see her in there, and
yeah.
She wants to, but our groups
Just wanted to take a moment to like.
It's a good moment. And actually, the Gridiron Golf, it's been a lot of fun, and that's another giveaway. Each of our sponsors, which we actually love, Adams Jeep of Maryland, Deep Eddy, Gridiron Golf, Stuggies, Iron Rooster, like all of
Hollywood
them.
Casino.
Hollywood Casino, up in
West Virginia.
All of them are actually going to participate in giveaways for our community here. So if you're new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe button, because every home Sunday specifically, we're going to have giveaways, and we're going to have posts that are coming out there so you guys can enter to win. And you guys saw earlier, Deep Eddy, we have gift baskets that we are giving away of just stuff. Great stuff, by the way.
Yeah.
So we love it. We've sampled it. We can agree it's fantastic. So
Speaking of sampling, is it that time yet?
No. We got to get it to at least 10:30. At least 10:30. So we're almost getting there. But while
10:30 is the crush of the week. Is that what you're saying?
Maybe 10:45. We'll see. It's got to be great getting close to the game here.
Yeah.
To go into, let's switch gears, because let's talk about recent football news, because it is a hot topic that still happened here. Before we dive back into a little bit more with the Ravens.
Yeah.
The Thursday night game, there was a lot that happened, but the biggest storyline, unfortunately, was another concussion for Tua Tagovailoa. The moment, if you watch the game, he was scrambling on 3rd down, and instead of going down for a slide, he tried to pick up a couple extra yards. His head then hits Damar Hamlin, of all defenders, by the way, and Tua immediately, you already knew how the reaction was. He had another setback in the concussion space, and that's his 3rd documented concussion. But obviously, guys, we've seen he's definitely had more that weren't. And the hard thing is now, what do you do moving forward? But I think the biggest part is perspective. And we're not going to talk about timelines or anything like that. And Mike McDaniel, his coach, spoke on it. And it's about just under 2 minutes, but it's definitely worth your time because it's about a bigger picture and caring about the person more than the player.
It would be so wrong of me to even sniff that subject, and it's more in line of actually caring about the human being, and that's something that entirely, you're talking about his career, right? His career is his, and that's something that I think I just really, really, really wish. I totally understand it, and it's not misplaced. I totally get how that's where people want to go to. I just wish that people would for a second hear what I'm saying, that bringing up his future is not in the best interest of him. So, I'm going to plead with everybody that, that does genuinely care, that should be the last thing on your mind, because you don't, like, what do you think that's, if I would answer that question, I'd be like, all right, this is my thoughts on his career. And he read it. If he agreed with it or he disagreed with it, either way, I've just made him worse. So I'm not taking this opportunity to just I don't think it's appropriate simply because of my care and regard. And I don't think those types of conversations, when you're talking about somebody's career, I think it probably is only fair that their career should be decided by them,
So right there, essentially, Mike McDaniel, which I love.
Yeah.
I love this for two reasons. One, you see the genuine care he has for his quarterback, but not the quarterback Tua, the person Tua. He cares about the person.
Yeah.
It's number one. Number two, I think, is a very important thing. And even though I understand people can say, hey, you should hang it up, it's not their decision, and that's going to be something where Tua and his family has to make the right decision. And Mike is going to try to support him as much as he possibly can. And I know a lot of people are saying he should be done. And actually, one of them, we can play that next clip. There's the head coach of the Vegas Raiders. He had a comment, Antonio Pierce, where he was very, very clear on what he thinks Tua should do.
It's not worth it. It's not worth to play the game. I haven't witnessed anything like I've seen that's happened to him 3 times. Scary. You can see right away the players' faces on the field. You can see the sense of urgency from everybody to get Tua help. I just think at some point, he's going to live longer and he's going to play football. Take care of your family.
So right there, it's short and sweet. He says he thinks it should be done. There's more to the game. And if you're lucky, we look at professional athletes here.
Yeah.
And guys, it's crazy just because I got to see some former teammates and talk to them, just even in the baseball space, right? If you're good enough, if you're one of the best players in the world, you'll play 15, 20 years. If you're lucky, like that's the 1% of the 1%. So maybe your professional career, you're playing 10, 15 years if you're that good.
Yes. You have to be a freak athlete too.
And things have to go right nowadays. But then the majority of your life, so even though you stop playing at 35, let's say that, right? You're hoping that you're going to have a full life for the next 40, 50 years, right?
Well,
that's the goal.
Yeah. I mean, like, there's a lot to unpack here. Obviously, Mike McDaniel sticking up for his guy, which I totally understand. And I do hear where he's coming from. Mm-hmm. But you can't help but think about this when it comes to Tua's career, because it's obvious the decision's obviously going to be up to him, unless he's medically forced into retirement, which is another topic of conversation that I think we should have. But I think Antonio Pierce hit the nail on the head. Like, what happens when you go through another one? I mean, and what shape are you going to be by the time you're my age, 38, 39? Like, yeah. It's just not worth your brain going to mush. Like, I understand. And some people are like, oh, well, he's got $128 million on the line. But at the end of the day, I don't think that that's really what Tua was ever focused on. He's already made enough life-changing money for that not really to matter a whole lot. I mean, $120 million is ridiculous. Right. But I think it's more of, and I heard somebody speaking about this. It was a former athlete, and maybe you could actually speak to this as well because of your experiences, Rip. But, as an athlete, I think there's this innate fear of not knowing what's next, not knowing what to do with the rest of your life, because football has been your life, your entire, childhood and adult life up to this point. And now there's like this innate fear of like, well, what do I do after this? And so I'm just going to keep going because this is what defines me, even though it doesn't. I think there's just that lingering like this is what defines me in my entire life, and now I have to let it go. I think that's probably the more accurate type of feeling that I would think if I was to, I would be feeling.
Yeah, and there's a lot that goes into it with a lot of things, and maybe with Ashley just making this saying I don't understand Mike's comments. Part of about caring about the person is having the difficult conversation.
I don't disagree with at all.
Oh, and I agree to the extent, but the part that I still want to point out, or at least what I took from Mike, is I think you can have the difficult conversation, but you got to be supportive each way. He doesn't want to feel like that he is going to have to make that. In my mind, it's going to be the close circle to his family and Tua to sit there and go, hey, we need you to, if they're saying you're done, we think it should be over. Those are the people that need to have in their corner. And if that's their decision, then people like Mike McDaniel and all the ones close will then support that group of it. And it sounds like, and we don't know this, what is the camp inside of this is Tua's family saying, hey, we're still okay with this.
Yeah.
We don't know that, but the scary thing is, regardless, you just don't know how people are going to react to concussions. And I saw Laura, you talking about with football, baseball with me. I never had any fear of that. Right. Baseball is a way different sport. But let's talk about a guy that just had a concussion issue with Heston Kjerstad.
Yeah. He's been out for a minute.
He got drilled he got drilled by the Yankees. We remember that game. And by the way, Heston is back today. They DFA'd Nick Maton, Cole Irvin, and Jacob Webb is also back for the Orioles. So reinforcements there. But for Heston specifically, that was something they didn't expect that to linger, but that's what happens with brain injuries. You don't know the timeline. And when you watch something, I would like to believe with football, it's almost like a car accident from the amount of force that can happen.
Yeah. When you have a concussion, your brain is literally bleeding.
And that one before, the last one we just saw with Tua was the least contact or force that he has had, and he still had that reaction. So like that's the worry for me.
Yeah, is
that with each one, this isn't something it's going to heal, and you're going to be more and more susceptible. And that's my fear for him. Personally, I just want him to be good long term. If he thinks he still can play, that's his choice. But man, I would hate to see him put in danger what he hopes to do with his family in the next 20, 30 years. Because we talk about too, Brad, just in general, as we get older and you have different aspirations outside of playing.
Yeah.
For his case, it's his family. Do you want to spend time with your kids? Do you want to be functional? And that's something that you really are going to have to look long and hard. And he's meeting with neurologists next week. They'll have more of conversations, but that's where I think Mike McDaniel will support what Tua's family wants him to do. But he doesn't want to have to push him in either way because he doesn't think that that's right. That's
which I totally respect.
Yeah, which it's not his decision.
Yeah. So,
like you said, it's Tua and his families.
Yeah.
And
that's the hard part.
The other, not that money's everything, but there is, in case anybody was wondering, $128 million goes bye-bye if he actually makes a decision to retire. But if he's medically forced into retirement, he has the right to all of that money.
Yeah. And I think that's just a whole other thing. I think that he should just get his money regardless.
Yeah, I mean,
he's putting his body on the line for it. He earned the money. I know they can say, oh, he's underperforming. The dude is still an NFL quarterback that helped then with Mike McDaniel, and they have great weapons. A lot of teams would still view Tua in a high regard. I know a lot of fans can go, oh, wait a minute, can't win a big game. He's a good quarterback. So he's earned that. He's earned that right. So we'll see how it plays out. That's what's happening there. Sticking with injuries, though, let's go back to this Ravens game for a second. On another thing, I don't know what's going on with car accidents with the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah, I knew where you were going with it.
I don't know what is happening, but I hate it. The recent one is Nate Wiggins was just currently in a car accident. He is fine. He has a little bit of a neck injury from what we're being told, but he will be okay. But he is not going to play in this game. Hate that for so many reasons. One being, it was a car accident that this happened. And if people remember, Mark Andrews earlier had one. And then there was
Josh Ross.
Josh Ross was in a car accident as well. And you're sitting there going, holy shirts and pants. What is happening in the Baltimore area here, people? I don't know. But what we do know is Nate Wiggins not going to play, a talented rookie that, as we know, as rookies get to play more and they get to work out things. You never like to do that on the sideline.
Yeah.
You can't work out those things on the sideline. So hopefully he's on the recovery. The other one, Kyle Van Noy. There's a report out, guys, that they're hopeful he's playing today after the orbital fracture.
He's wearing a mask like a
James McCann.
James McCann, yeah, right.
Beast.
Or Embiid. Was it Embiid that had the mask on for a minute?
Get Kyle Van Noy. Like, talk about guys who just, like, definition of a football player. Like, Kyle Van Noy is one of those guys where, like, I picture him, if he broke his arm, like, they would just do the, like, massive club and he'd be like, I'm going back out there. Like, it doesn't matter what it is. He's just like, I'm going to go play football. And that's why I love him. That's why I wanted him back this offseason. He's like James McCann when we talk about setting the tone.
Yeah, he's
a veteran that sets the tone.
Locker room guy, that you want in the locker room for sure.
Oh, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
He was a guy, honestly, that embraced being a Raven too last year. And that rubs off on people. A guy that has great energy, passion, and hey, I'm banged up. Well, guess what? I'm getting my ass out there. I'm battling. Orbital fracture, and it could be different layers and variations for fractures, as we know. You can have a compound, which is one of the worst. You have ones that also can require surgery, or you can see a little bit of a break, right? But if it's a clean break and it's smaller, then hey, you can look at it and see what your options are. It's kind of what happened with James McCann. So it happened when you mentioned with Embiid. You can play through things. Now, football of all the sports here, and you're in the trenches a lot. That's I feel like there's going to be a lot more pressure on that area, but good for Kyle Van Noy. That's the report right now, that he is hopeful to play today. That is the goal. Those are the main two injuries for Baltimore, right? Everything else, so far, so good, knocking on wood for this team. That's the main things there, right? I'm not missing anything. Those are the main two.
I think so. Kev or Zach?
No, nothing was it.
So we're here. We're an hour into the show here, and Zach is still.
I'm everywhere right now. I'm like 9 million different places. But where else would you rather be?
You are just.
But where else would you rather be, baby? Game day.
Game day, that is for sure. We are getting ready for this. It's a lot of fun. Maybe do we have some of the graphics as we can kind of look at what we think is our best bets for this Ravens game as we move into it? And then after that, Brad, I might try to make this crush.
That would be awesome.
I'm going to try to make it. And then while I'm at it too, I'm going to get the Gridiron golf going.
I like Casey's. It says just get Zach a shot.
We might need it.
Yeah.
You got to wake up, brother.
I feel like we are awake.
You got to pump it up. Don't you know? Pump it up. You got to pump it up. Don't you know? Pump it up. You got to pump it up. All right, take another lap. Go ahead.
Uh-oh.
Come now. Come on, Zach.
Get the blood moving.
Let's see the timer. Go.
Oh, what? He's got to touch the wall. We're doing suicide sprints.
Oh, I did tell Zach, hey, not bad.
My knees just almost gave out.
I did tell Zach we were going to do a 5-minute plank. He made a comment.
5-minute plank?
Well, it's
on the phone last night.
It
talked about 5-minute plank.
Okay, like, so to context here, okay? This is what I did to warm up in the minors down the stretch.
When you were a professional athlete, though.
Still do it.
Yeah. You do 5-minute planks?
So it's a minute straight plank.
Yeah.
45 on one side. 45 on the other, then go back to the top. So that's 2 minutes and 30 seconds for one round. You do that twice in a row. So it's 5 minutes continuous.
So not 5 minutes straight.
It is 5 minutes straight, but it's a minute, and then you go 45 seconds on one side, 45 on the other, then back to the front, minute, 45, 45. So it's 5 minutes of continuous planking.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
But you're hitting the obliques and you're hitting the straight on. Right?
Whew.
Yeah.
I do want to say the self-awareness, though, of me to tell him at like 4 o'clock yesterday that I would not be in the mindset to be able to do a 5-minute plank, just shouting myself out. Know your strengths. Know your strengths. Told you straight up, I was like, I will not be physically able to do any sort of plank in the morning.
You are a casualty right now.
Specimen?
No, that is not. You're something right now.
The male body at peak performance? Yes, I know.
And if you are new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. Ryan Ripken Show. We are live here this morning as we're getting ready for the Ravens Raiders, and we're trying to make this an experience. We're going to make this fun, right? And we're actually going to try to make an Orange Crush here in a moment. But before we do that, guys, let's look at what our best bets are for this Ravens game, sponsored by Hollywood Casino up in West Virginia. God, that's good. Only an hour up the road from Owens Mills, hour and 15 from Baltimore. Hollywood Casino is the proud sponsor of the Ryan Ripken Show at Charlestown Races up there. Can't wait. And actually talking with a guest that I haven't released this interview yet, Brad, but talking about with horse racing, kind of got me fired up to go check them out.
Yeah.
Can't wait to release that. Holy Shirts and Pants. You guys are getting that one soon. Especially it's a guy that might have forgot he was involved with the Orioles long time ago, but he never made it to the big leagues. But he played a long time. All right, let's look at the best bets here for today.
Yeah, I don't know why that graphic is so small, but
yeah, what are we?
I have no clue why it popped. I made it into the video to put up here, and it just got so.
I really need to learn you on Canva.
I know, I don't know why it just suddenly became so tiny.
All right, well.
If you're watching on your phone, you can't see it. So for those of you who cannot see
it popped up, and I was like,
all right.
What do I do with this?
All right, so I'll lead it off here, guys.
Is that what she told you?
Oh, sure.
We have fun here.
We
like to have fun.
We like to have fun here. I'm putting on the hat. It's a big hat. It's funny. Here we go. And also shout out the Buffs last night. Big win. And the Terps, big win. But our best bets for this Ravens-Raiders game, I got Ravens covering the spread at 8.5 right now. The only way this doesn't happen is if the Ravens turn the football over. I think that this offense for Vegas is going to struggle to score 17 points, truly. So if they can do that, I think the Ravens are going to cover the spread. That's my best bet for this game.
Yeah.
Zach, you got Derrick Henry getting busy, getting freaky.
I'm telling you right now, I got fired up about this. This is the most fired up I got this morning. It's got to be Derrick Henry. It's got to be Derrick Henry. We saw what the Chargers did to the Raiders last week. You went out there. You got Derrick Henry to tote the rock. And what do you do today? You let him go out there and tote the rock. Derrick Henry, over 74.5 yards. I'm slamming it because this is one of those games where it would be, in my mind, Harbaugh talked about we didn't pay Derrick Henry to give him 30 touches. Give him 25. Give him 20. Let that man go out there and win you a game. Take Lamar's all beat up after last game.
Yep.
Take a load off Lamar. Give it to Derrick Henry. Go win a damn football game.
So some would say he might crush it today.
Crushing it.
Boom. You sound like absolute shit.
I'm trying to get the voice going.
He's got some. He's got like Beetlejuice vibes.
Yeah, I'm trying to, run the damn ball. Sometimes you just got to run the damn rock.
You honestly sound like you could be in like the Lincoln commercial with the Matthew McConaughey. The parody though. All right, Brad, your best bet, because I still can't read it, but I already know it, is
okay, people get it.
Mark Andrews. You think it's a big day for the tight end?
Yeah, look, Mark Andrews was quiet. He had 2 targets on as many catches last week. I think he gets way more targets this week. To Zach's point, Lamar Jackson's pretty beat up. I don't see Lamar actually running nearly as much as he did last week. What was 120-plus yards that he ran? I don't think he gets anywhere near that, and I think he's throwing the ball a lot more, which means more targets for Mark Andrews. Lots of crossing routes for likely in Andrews today. I think Andrews does get over 50 yards receiving.
I think it's a good bounce back for Marky Mark. I really do. And a guy that his snap percentage was the highest on the team for tight ends. he did have to stay in and chip a little bit more. And the Chiefs were saying, hey, we're going to try to take you away. That was their game plan.
Yeah, which they did a really good job.
Which they did a great job of it. And I just got from a question here. What's the weather like today in Baltimore? Well, you better put your shades on because it is beautiful in Baltimore here. Oh my goodness.
It's going to be 78 degrees.
Well, in your world, it's cloudy and rainy. And
I'm not going to lie. If you would have told me that it was raining out this morning, I would have been like, yeah.
So at game time, it's going to be a majestic 80 degrees, partly cloudy. Sun's going to be popping out. It's going to be a beautiful, beautiful day to keep tailgating and a beautiful day for a game of football, guys.
Does Justice Hill find his way in the end zone 3 times?
Well, we'll save that one for our
saying,
Ryan Ripken Show hip hip parlay.
Oh,
hip hip.
Parlay.
There we go.
Okay, write that down. Write that down.
Hip hip parlay. Yeah, write that down. Write that down.
Someone in the chat, write that down.
Write that down. And for those that are just tuning in, hit that like and subscribe button. Let us know where you are tuning in from, what you got planned, and if you guys are on social media, tag us with what you're doing tailgating wise. And if you guys are going to be drinking a Crush, exact. You know what?
Actually, I love that. So if you are watching from tailgating, please hashtag Ryan Ripken Show at Ryan Ripken Show on Twitter, even IG, and we'll actually put it up on the show.
Absolutely. So, and you know what we're going to also do? We're going to show you how to make a Crush or how not to make orange Crush. And Zach, sweetheart, you're going to have to go get some ice for me. It's in the freezer.
Oh my God! All right,
someone. You know what? For your own good.
Yeah.
Get up.
Move around.
Don't lock yourself out.
Take the phone. Take my key.
Yeah, thank you. Or just prop the door. And this guy thinks
that's what Derrick Henry needs to do today. Watch that.
That's stanky leg.
Oh, sugar. I don't know what we're gonna do with him for the most part. I'll be honest.
I mean, look, this is the. How do we get him to not be hungover every game this season?
Well, part of it's great. You know, if he wants to, but we're just going to make it hell for him.
Yeah. Well, that's true.
Yeah. You know what? If you don't like it, play better.
Yeah.
You know, I indulged. I got to see former teammate of mine, friend of the show, Big Mike Bauman.
Big Mike
playing the Marlins are down in the district. So got to see him. He pitched really well last night. 1 2/3, 4 punchies for the guy. And for those that I just saw there wondering, Heston Kjerstad is in the lineup today.
Oh,
for Baltimore.
There you go.
So, and also, side note, the White Sox, they won a game. Don't let the White Sox
Holy
win 40
shit.
games. There he is. There he is. Can you not mess up the Gridiron golf? Thank you. Appreciate it. And actually, while you're at it too, we need a knife. Right in the bag.
Yeah, in the bag.
To the window, to the wall, baby. We are going to make this happen. So, guys, we like to add this to our tailgate festivities here. And for Deep Eddy, they are helping us for each home game tailgate. We are going to make a different Crush, Baltimore Ravens style, or at least Ryan Ripken Show style. It might not be great. It might be the best thing you've ever seen, but we're going to make it happen. Oh, when I move, you move, Zach.
Just like that.
Just like that. Thank you. All right. So, from what I understand, for an orange Crush, we're going to need some oranges.
That's a good call.
Going to need some oranges. Let me move this out of the way here. Move the laptop. People helping people, man. I'll tell you what. What else we got going on for today? Try to cut.
Just waiting for some people to let me know where they're watching from.
That'd be great.
Or yeah, even if you're not at the stadium, like, just send me a picture at Ryan Ripken Show on Twitter or IG.
Yep.
And we'll put it up here.
Oh, we'll put it up there and get it right. And
what if the Ravens score 50 points today and we just don't know it yet?
Get it tight. Good, Zach. Good.
Exactly.
All right.
First time ever using this juicer, by the way. I had to help Ryan put it together.
Yeah, we're working it.
Not to be that guy, but I'm kind of rooting against you right now. Like, if that kicks your ass, it would kind of be funny. Like, for content reasons, like, you failing might be better than this succeeding.
All right. Well, let's hope not.
I was just about to say, I was like, you might want to put the glass underneath the juicer.
It is underneath.
Yeah,
right?
no, it is now. For a moment there, we were.
By the way, this is the only way to make an orange crush is with Deep Eddy vodka and fresh orange juice. Just putting that out there.
Oh, we're doing it.
Gotta have the fresh ones.
You know what? I thought that was going to peel off more, but that's why we got some oranges, baby.
Did you think half an orange was good?
Hey, while we're doing this here. No, save it, Zach. Save it, okay? But while we're doing this, guys, we know we love some fantasy football here. I know a lot of people might have had Christian McCaffrey. I did. Guilty. It hurts. But I'll tell you what, there's still some positives here. And we got some ride or dies for all of this for the season. So, fellas, who we riding or dying with today that's not maybe a guy that not everyone thinks of, or that like, hey, you are really bullish on today in week 2?
All right. So it's not a guy that like, I guess in my leagues, I'm kind of 50-50 on him, like start, but majority people will just kind of start him. But a guy that I'm really looking for to have a big day, Brandon Ayuk. Brandon Ayuk, like you said, Christian McCaffrey, not he's out. He's got on the IR. Brandon Ayuk comes in last week. Obviously, he had the drop in the end zone that went viral multiple times because of Peyton Manning talking about why you don't miss training camp because of that. But Brandon Ayuk, it just feels like one of those games where, especially with McCaffrey out, everyone's going to be looking at. We saw Debo get involved in multiple different ways last week. Obviously, Mason, the main running back. But it just feels like one of those games where Brandon Ayuk comes out there, drops 100 yards. It just feels like one of those games. I don't know what it is, but I'm loving Brandon Ayuk today. It's something it's been talking to me, Rip. It's been talking to me.
So how much is he talking to you?
We're talking tutties. We're talking 100+ receiving yards. This is like tutties massive plural. Days. Tutties plural.
Tutties plural.
What do you mean? I'm talking about tutties plural. Like, what are you talking about? Wake up. He's behind me, so I can't talk. What are you doing behind me?
What are we waiting? Trying to be responsible?
He did not take into account how many oranges he had to actually cut. There's no chance.
What is he doing to me?
He's trying.
We just forgot some stuff.
This orange crush is crushing his ass.
Gridiron golf setup too, baby. Don't you think we're not going to be putting?
Where else would you rather be but here?
For me, I'll just go since Ryan's struggling over there.
Okay.
I got Isaiah Pacheco as my ride or die today because the Cincinnati run defense is absolutely horrid. And I think Isaiah Pacheco probably has at least 2 tutties and 80 yards today. And I think I'm being generous to Cincinnati. After Cincinnati's, let the Patriots run all over them.
So you have Pacheco going bonkers?
Yeah.
Nice. You know what? Getting a little bit teary-eyed over here.
Tom.
Fellas, I'm riding or dying because I need him. But I have to believe, and I won't let myself think otherwise, Terry McLaurin is going to go off today.
Yeah.
We don't need 2 catches for 17. Give me about 5 catches, 102 yards, 1 deep ball, and Jaden Daniels' first career passing touchdown.
There you go.
How about that, right? He hasn't had one yet.
Cool.
That would be great.
Be
I
real
am
cool.
on that.
That'd be cute.
I'm also seeing, Steve, you like Jared Goff to go off against Tampa today?
Tampa Bay.
I think it's going to be – I don't know what the points is on that game, but I would take the over.
Yeah? It's over under 51.5 in that
Yeah,
game.
over.
Yeah?
Baker Mayfield, first of all, underrated quarterback. We talked about this last year.
Mm-hmm.
And last week, he just went off. I don't think that changes today. Look, the Lions have a great defense, but Mike Evans and company and Baker Mayfield just going to have a day. I think it's just going to be a shootout.
Do we have our game picks on top of it?
Why don't we do, but let's get back to the action here.
Oh, the action.
What are we adding in here? So
guys, so what we are doing, it's a little bit of triple sec. Obviously, our orange Deep Eddy vodka here because we're having an orange crush.
Ooh.
You know, like one shot of vodka, and then you pour 7. We're not gonna do that. But and I got to put a little bit more OJ in here or fresh orange juice here for your
just more Deep Eddy. That's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. We might just add the whole thing.
Yeah, why not?
It is great. This is about, and it's again about being responsible, guys. Day drink responsibly here, obviously. But it's tailgate time. We're having fun. If we're not down at the lots yet, which we will, we want to make sure that we know what we're doing. And I almost just snapped that. But for the giveaways here in the future, I think if we have people tag us in crushes, follow us in Deep Eddy, I think that might be the
What do you want? Hashtag Ripken Crush? Rip Crush?
Oh.
Crush Rip?
Oh, Crush Rip. Crush it. Yeah, that's fine. Rip Crush.
I like Rip Crush. All right, hashtag Rip Crush, folks.
For a chance to win the giveaways. Oh, that's a good squeeze. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what.
This is some work, man.
It is, honestly.
You know what we should have done? And we didn't have time for it, but we'll just squeeze most of the oranges, and then you only have to squeeze one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, we probably should have planned that a little bit better, but this is funnier.
It is
way funnier. And actually,
it's great content.
SGR, I know we need a cutting board next time. I did put some polish down, but yes, I agree. We are going to use a cutting board in the future. But when we're trying to figure it all out here, this is what happens.
Oh, I like this one. Oh, no.
Clip what? What'd I do?
Crushkin.
Woo.
Or hashtag Where's Rocco? I like that one too.
Yeah, no. Yeah, hashtag Where is Rocco? That's a great question.
Yeah.
We might have him boots on the ground in the future. Oh, this might be my favorite part. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, there we go. Oh, it's leaking a little bit. Now we're good.
Hey, you know what I did one time when I was making a crush?
What?
I put the Sprite in the shaker.
Oh, I meant to do that. That's on
No.
You don't do that?
No, don't put Sprite in the shaker, bro. What happens when you shake up soda?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Absolute explosion.
I'll be honest. I was agreeing with whatever you were saying.
Yep. And then you would have just made a mess out of the studio.
Absolute mess. Get your brooms because it's a mess. What movie, Zach? Like, act like, you know what? I got to make you one over here.
I'll take it. Get back on the horse real quick.
You know what? So you can choose to do a little bit of.
Hey, speaking of which, can we run back the crush of last week, just as we're making it, since we're trying to kill some time. Zach, do you still have the clip of that?
Yeah, let me.
And by the way, now add a little bit of Sprite to it. Little lemon lime Sprite to it. Let's see what we're working with here. I'll tell you what, guys. This might be the best thing I've ever made.
I mean, it's the freshest.
Yeah, we all played the crush from Monday.
Yeah. Do you have it?
Yep.
Wow. I'm not going to lie. It's fantastic.
What we haven't talked about yet is those who are crushing it. And specifically, we're talking Isaiah Likely today. Isaiah Likely, people said, can they use Isaiah Likely with Mark Andrews? Will Isaiah Likely disappear? Can these two tight ends work together? We saw first and foremost on Thursday, Isaiah Likely is a star. So we're starting out Isaiah Likely, 9 receptions, 111 yards, and 1 touchdown. The first one we're talking about is that touchdown. You're going to see it right here. Gets the ball, quick juke move down the sideline. You see the big boys got speed and then scoot right by you right there into the end zone. Let's watch that again. Down the sideline. You see the speed. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Oh, man, that is dirty. That is not what a man that size should be able to do running at that speed. But, Kevin, tight ends have 2 jobs. Tight ends have to do 2 things. Not only are they there to make plays for your quarterback, you got to be a little physical. You got to get a little dirty. Oh, yeah. How about this? 6'4", 273-pound defensive end, George Karlaftis. We're running to the outside. Isaiah Likely says, get on out of here. Put him to the ground, big boy. set the edge for Lamar Jackson one more time. Absolutely slow-mo it, and boom.
Crushed
we
it.
will see you
Crushed
next time. Isaiah Likely, you are
Crushing
it.
Love it. Good
Bam.
game. Honestly, the energy, Casey made a great point. The energy is so different.
I know.
It's unbelievable just how miserable of an individual you are right now. There you go. Get going.
We're running. We're picking up
quicker.
speed. We're picking up speed. We're picking up speed. Suicide sprints are with the hurdle.
With the hurdle. Got some good kids here.
Jumped 100 yards there. Look at you can see by the field.
Hey, we're having a good time as well.
That one got to me. I'm not gonna lie. Woo.
So if you guys have missed so far, we have talked about specifically what's happened, who the Ravens need to stop defensively, who's priority number one that's going against the Ravens offense. We've touched on, what else did we touch on as well? Devante Adams' praise for Lamar Jackson, Jason and Travis Kelce's praise for him. And essentially, we talked about why we think that the Ravens should win this game, and they should win convincingly, but the biggest thing is going to be with turnovers. Weather's not going to be a factor today in Baltimore. Beautiful day, 80 degrees. Great day to get out there and tailgate as well, but also a great day to watch football. Guys, I think if we're going around then the NFL here, because the Ravens hopefully take care of business, the AFC North is having some games go on as well in week 2.
Yes.
Specifically, Pittsburgh playing Denver. They have a chance to get to 2-0, the only team in the AFC North.
Yeah, what an absolute suck bowl that's going to be.
And Justin Fields is going to start that game again with Russell Wilson still with the calf injury. And then you have the Bengals traveling to Kansas City, which we are all hoping, if you're in Baltimore, that KC takes care of business and drops the Bengals to 0-2. And Cleveland heads down to Jacksonville, where they got to play better than they did last week, right, guys? I sure hope so. Do you have game picks for us, Zach?
The graphic?
Yes.
No, we talked about that.
Oh, I thought you made game picks and not for dogs.
No. The dogs, we were going to make the dogs and we stopped that.
What about for game picks?
Yeah, no, that was part of when we were deciding that.
Oh, okay.
Hey, how about this? I just want to, Franny is helping you out, Rip. You actually don't need that much real juice because there's already real juice in the bottle.
Oh my goodness. See, Franny needs you in here next time to help me out. But we are learning, and I'm making one for the boys because everyone's working here. Zach, actually, can we zoom in on his face real quickly? Can we just go back to that? Your face is a guy that it's a lot of regret.
There's so much regret.
A lot of regret.
I was going to say it earlier, but yeah, I definitely puked in the bathroom before we went on. I don't know if you guys saw me leave.
No, I mean I did, but
2 minutes. But that is what I did. I got up and I was like, I was sitting here and I just slowly got up and I was like, yep, this is happening. And I almost didn't make it into the bathroom.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so we've had a morning here at the Ryan Ripken show. I was just fighting for my life over here, trying to make grab. That's why the NFL graphic is not ready.
It's so funny because Rip was like, "Hey guys, eat some food." No wonder Zach was like, "Nah, I'm good."
Like, I don't need food right now. It's like we don't need anything else going in the stomach.
Goodness gracious. What are we gonna do with you? I don't know.
Yeah.
But you are a piece of work. All right. Let me get you an Orange Crush. Let me show you how it's done.
Yeah, no, but when we were sitting here, I was like, damn, I'm gonna have to just like casually get up right now and just walk in there. Did feel 10 times better than when I walked back in.
Yeah, isn't it crazy how that works?
It's
like,
just incredible.
I do everything in my power to not throw up.
I hate throwing up.
But like as soon as I do, I'm like, all right, I'm all right now.
Yeah, it's just
but it's just the act itself that I'm just like
horrible.
Yeah, terrible.
When I move, you move.
Just like that.
Oh, Tom, we're working on crushes for the boys now. All right.
How many oranges did you buy?
Enough.
All right.
I'm
just wondering.
Should I put the hat back on? It's a big hat. It's funny. All right, let's put it back
so.
on. There we go. Because we're tailgating here inside the studio. And let us know what you guys think predictions-wise for this Ravens game, right? I've seen some predictions, 28-17 for Baltimore's favor. It is early in the season, so they're trying to work out a lot of different things. I do think around the NFL, there are going to be some tight games. And right now, this is where a lot of upsets can happen. We saw it in week 1. I mean, the Patriots went to Cincy, pulled that upset. you're seeing some teams that they're not playing as much in the preseason either. So I think that also has to be taken into account here as I continue to make these orange crushes. I'm seeing 34-17, seeing 24-13, 34-20. So we're thinking it's a little high scoring. We're saying take the over there as what we're doing this. Oh, sugar. Derrick Henry will run for more than 100 yards. Offensive line will show up. Well, I'll tell you what, we would love that.
I mean, if last week was from the Chargers was any indication, I would think so.
Yeah.
Just another quantum wave function says 21-10.
21.
Steve says 31-10. Henry goes over 100 yards. A lot of people thinking Henry breaks the century mark today.
Oh, it's happening. Derrick Henry's going to have a day. I just feel it.
Are you going to have a day?
Maybe. At this point, once the first crush goes down, usually multiple enter after.
You're okay, buddy. You're a good kid. I don't care what everyone else thinks of you. You're a good kid.
It's nice that it's Saturday and no one else is in the building. Because that would have been
Sunday.
Yeah. There's that. There's that.
Sometimes reality hits you, and you're just like, wow.
Hits you hard.
Oh, my God,
Yeah.
Zach.
Hits you hard.
We're having a day.
We're having a day. Let's talk about then going around the NFL of who could be on upset alert. Who is our dog for this week? Do you guys have your dogs, or would you like me to go?
Go for it.
My dog is actually going to go to Cleveland. I think the Browns go down to Jacksonville and win today. They're underdogs by 3 points, but I think that they played so bad. I don't think they're that bad of a team. I think that their defense is going to show up better. I think their offense will be better. And I just don't know what to make of Jacksonville in general. That was a game after watching Miami play. I don't know if Miami is that good or if Jacksonville was just very turnover prone. They made some mistakes. So that's my dog. Cleveland going down. They're going to beat Jacksonville in Duval. Zach?
Titans are beating the Jets.
Ooh.
Titans are beating the Jets. The Titans are not as bad as last week showed. Preseason, I said the Titans were one of my dark horses, and I'm sticking with them. I think they have an incredible squad around Will Levis. I think they're going to get DeAndre Hopkins more involved. I think just overall, the offense is going to look a little bit better. We had comments about if we would have punted it on first down, we would have had a better shot of winning from the coach already.
Yeah.
So you know what the offense does is they come out and they make a statement. They're going to go out there. I think Will Levis, we went from the memes of him on the ground, surrender Cobra, to big win against the Jets. Jets start 0-2.
Steve took the words right out of my mouth on this one, and I am going Minnesota over the 49ers.
Oh, sugar. How about that?
Niners are favored by 4.5, so I think it's going to be a lot closer than a lot of people realize. Look, guys, the Vikings are good. The Vikings are good, and Sam Darnold isn't what people think he is. I know he's seen ghosts before, and I know all that, but Sam Darnold looked real good last week, and he's got elite pass catchers, one of them being Justin Jefferson. I just think that San Francisco with a Christian McCaffrey-less squad could be in trouble today, and I'm taking Minnesota over San Francisco.
And someone I think is going to have a big day is Justin Fields. I think Justin Fields has a really good day. And I'm not just saying that because I had to pick him up because Jordan Love is injured and I'm just speaking it into existence. I think that Justin Fields, fantasy-wise, I want to also put that out there fantasy-wise because I'm talking about the amount of times he's going to have to run because I think Pat Surtain is going to they're just going to put him on George Pickens and be like, we're taking George Pickens out. You're going to have to beat us some other way.
Here's my thing. Do the Steelers actually score a touchdown today?
Yes, but not conventionally.
The defense scores a touchdown. Is that what you're telling me?
So I think
special teams.
It will not be planned to score a touchdown in the way they will. I'm thinking it's going to, without a doubt, be one of those Justin Fields. Like, I don't even know. Like, I don't even want to say it's going to be like a designed run or anything. It's going to be a broken play that Justin Fields is running for his life for, and like that's how they're going to score.
So you're saying Justin Fields is going to score a touchdown?
Yeah, like, and it's not going to be like, ooh, nice design play. They set it up perfectly. It's going to be like broken coverage, no one's open. Justin Fields does his little like where people talk about Lamar doing this. Lamar rarely does this. Justin Fields loves a good let me turn 7 different directions running backwards and get out of it somehow.
Yeah.
Like that's the Justin Fields special, especially Justin Fields special, especially in Chicago. That guy loved a good. He's going to just be running for his life today, and I think that helps. You forgot to mix the you.
Look, your mom's already like she's already telling you that you suck at this. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it. I learned from the best. Right?
Kelly says, Rye, would you like a guest bartender?
We would love a guest bartender.
Someone has Bentley's experience at University of Maryland, and I would absolutely love if your mom came in here
And bartended?
and bartended.
Oh, my goodness.
That
Could
would be
you
electric.
imagine?
That would be electric.
Kelly, get ready. Sound the Kell bell. Sound the Kell bell.
That would be actually incredible.
But I'll tell you this, guys.
Miss Kelly, you come on down here every Sunday.
Every Sunday. Guys, cheers.
Cheers. Hey.
Cheers, everyone.
Have a day.
Happy
have a night.
Sunday. Just found out it was Sunday, so we're off to we're off to a fantastic start.
You.
All right. We're taking our own score predictions. Are we ready to wrap up?
Yeah, we're getting ready to wrap up here.
I'm loving my score prediction. Actually, a few people have already said it.
Actually, before we wrap up, I'm going to go over and shoot some gridiron golf. But my prediction, I'll lead it off here. I think the Ravens win this game. I think it's 27-10 Baltimore.
Ooh, 27-10.
God, okay. Well, I'm going to go 31-10 now because I was going to say 27-10 and then Ryan just so. Thanks, Ryan. But I'm going to go 31-10. I think this is I don't want to say an easy game because no game in the NFL is easy. But especially after the heartbreaking Kansas City, I think the Ravens come out here, first home game. The bank is going to be rocking.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's just one of those games where the Ravens have control for 60 minutes. They kind of do whatever they want. It's not going to be a game where they're stressing. It's kind of the offense does their thing. I think the defense is going to set the offense up really well. That's what I think is the biggest thing is I'm not sure what the Raiders are going to do offensively against the Ravens. So
Nothing.
Just going to be short fields, I think, for the offense, and I think they get it done. We're looking at a 31-10 ball game.
Do you guys remember what happened in Lamar's first full season?
Yes.
In the first game against the Miami Dolphins.
Oh.
That's the kind of game that the Ravens are having today.
A little vintage Lamar?
Yeah. Not necessarily. Well, Lamar's passing touchdowns. I think he's going to have a bunch of passing touchdowns today, and with Derrick Henry running, toting the rock. I think it's going to be a really high scoring game on the Ravens side. I'm going 42-13.
Ooh. Oh, sugar.
Because I just don't think that the Raiders are going to be able to have much going on the offensive side of the ball. Yeah, Devante Adams is there, but just don't see it. Are you all right over there?
I'm good. Keep going.
Just don't see the Raiders really getting much going on the offensive side of the ball. And we saw what the run game was like versus the Chargers. So it's going to be blowout. Blowout, Ravens by a million.
Roll out, blow out. Well, I guess we'll find out with that one. I think it'll be if the Ravens don't turn the football over, I think that this game is going to be there's no easy, like you said, Zach, but this could be a comfortable game if the Ravens are able to execute.
That's another way to say blowout.
Just comfortable. But I'll tell you what, though, you guys didn't give me how did this turn out?
It's really good. It's really
well.
good.
Also, it helps that Deep Eddy already has the orange like actual juice.
That's like all the
vodka.
stuff. Like that's why I love putting the Deep Eddy peach vodka in tea and just having a peach tea.
Chef's kiss.
Don't have to do anything else. Just Deep Eddy peach tea done.
I love that Rip goes. It's really nice that Devante has the real juice in the vodka because he forgot to put the orange juice in it.
For mine, I remember.
It's really helpful that, because you didn't put it in hard. That is the helpful part.
Hey, let me be, okay? And while you let me be, I'm going to go and get a little gridiron golf, guys. So we've had Ben McDonald in here to help our winners, help our viewers then. And Gridiron Golf, if you haven't done it, it's going to be the thing that's sweeping tailgates this year. We're going to have it around. And essentially, if I could even find that one from Ben McDonald did this the other day and might have had a chance for our viewers to win. Do I still have that video somewhere? I might. When I move, you move, Zach.
Just like that. I think my energy is here. I think that
it's coming back.
The energy drink slowly, I'm not going to lie, I knew I was doomed when I took the first sip of my energy drink in the car this morning, and I reacted to it like I just took a shot of Everclear. That's when I knew it was going to be a long morning. But I think we're at the point where kickoff less than 2 hours, like we're running on straight just game day vibes right now.
Yeah.
Took one sip of that Orange Crush, and to say, like, the statement "we're back" has never been so on brand than how we are at this moment.
Zach Bollinger's fine. The Ravens are fine. And the O's certainly are fine. Not according to everyone else, but,
Oh,
Hey, you remember when Corbin Burns was terrible? Man, he was awful last night. He was awful. I'm done with that.
I'm
not gonna get into that. Here's Ben McDonald for Gridiron Golf here, and he was giving our viewers something and possible chance to win a future giveaway here. How's your putting game?
Putting game?
Yeah.
It's probably not real strong. I used to play a lot of golf, and then I got into this commentating thing, and I didn't have time for golf anymore.
Well, get
Give
our
it a
friend
shot.
with the Gridiron Golf over here. You
All
see
right.
this? We're going to get a couple balls out here. So what's going to happen here, Gridiron Golf's been proud sponsor with us now.
I see.
You're going to have a chance. You get 4 putts.
All right.
You're able to make one of your 4 putts for a touchdown. You make it on the first one, they're going to give a game away to one of our followers here. If you get a field goal at some point or any points, they'll win some prizes as well. But you got 4 shots at it. Yeah, they're not all the same size. You're going to find that out real quick.
Okay, this is bigger. Okay.
Well, that's why it's a PAT. It's just an extra point, 2-point conversion. Yeah.
We're going to gamble.
Yeah, you're in it to win it here.
I wonder how he's going to do.
Yeah. It's not one size fits all, unfortunately. Just like that, touchdown, and that you just won us. You just won one of our subscribers and followers, a Gridiron Golf game. So Ben McDonald got it started off right for our group here, and we're going to be able to do a lot more. But I got to check on my game here, so I'm going to get on over there, get some putts in. Or Zach, you want to challenge me to a little quarter of Gridiron Golf?
Yeah, I do just
Loser has to do a 5-minute plank.
Let's do I do want to. A lot of people don't know the rules, so can we just run that back real quick? What exactly is Gridiron Golf?
Yes,
So that's a great thing. So Gridiron Golf, which is it's a really fun concept, and it's a simple concept. They're thinking, you know what? People love golf. People love putting. So why don't you try to combine football scores with putting? So that's what they did. They were able to make then a putting green as a football field. You mark it there with in the middle. It's the smallest hole. It's 6 points for a touchdown, 2-point conversion, field goal. So you can play it out like 4 quarters in the NFL. You get 4 downs per round. If you're able to get the touchdown, your turn's over. Or, you can play it in a lot of different variations. You can even play horse if you want to for Gridiron Golf. There's a lot of different variations, but that's one of the ways. And the holes are all different sizes. You can have an INT component in here. You can try to that's one way to get back in the game when you're playing. But you play 4 quarters, you put it out, you got 4 balls. But the biggest thing, Brad, is anybody can play. Any age can play. And you can then make it to what you think your friends can do. So like Zach, he can't play 4 quarters against me today, but he can play me in 1 quarter. Or we have 4 downs. And who can score more points in 1 quarter of action? Yin?
I got to make sure this is regulation real fast.
Did you say it's got to be regulation?
Had to make sure no one's cheating over here. You know,
All right,
gotta
we're
make sure
going
the
over there.
slopes.
Here we go.
So it's our inaugural Gridiron Golf tournament. What do you want to call it? Match. Send him home, Brooks. Just tap it.
Kick
in.
him off the tour.
Just tap it in.
Go on. Here we go.
Just go to your home.
Have you ever considered getting it in the touchdown? This is why I wanted him to go first, because I knew damn well the pressure. I knew that he was in his head.
Just a taparoo. Oh, that's a tutty.
All right.
So that was four downs, four shots.
That was 3.
Oh, it's 3. So three shots. Got it done in 3 downs.
So I want to make a little bit of pressure from the fans here on Zach. Zach folds under pressure. He's a guy. No one wants to. He's really checking.
I use. Gotta make sure the. Yeah, what's the Earth's rotation speed like here?
So here's the thing, though. Zach's a guy that is all show, no game. This is exactly what we're talking about. We're just trying to play a simple game for our friends.
Bolly's gonna choke.
Oh my goodness!
Some of the comments.
Just putt the damn thing. Nice,
oh,
man. Really good. Oh, now you're blocking. Now you're blocking it.
Now you're effed. Just tap it in. Just tap Peru. Oh,
really good.
That was
right there.
That was actually a good.
Stay right there. No, he's doing great. You're doing great. You're a good kid. I don't care what the chat's saying about you right now.
Hey, it's all.
You're a good kid. Hey, it's all in the hips.
Oh no!
You have to make
one more shot
to tie it up. And there's a lot of people are starting to murmur, Brad. A lot of people are starting to murmur that he can't do it.
Oh, he's gonna angle it in. That's an interesting approach. I know. To see what I would have done is I would have at least just knocked that ball out with my second shot
too. Yeah, so that's the thing is.
Now we're in this situation.
Well, and this is the thing too, is when you just don't strategize and you're 24 and you're hung out as hell.
Yeah,
you're not going to make the best decisions.
Okay, all right. Just hit the damn ball.
Hit the damn ball.
Okay. Oh, he got it. No way. No way. From the corner of the end zone. No way. Rip just can't believe it. Just can't believe it. This is why this game is fun. If you guys want to go check out Gridiron Golf, go check them out on Instagram at Gridiron Golf, or is it gridirongolf.com?
Gridirongolf.com, I believe. We'll put it out there in the link, but for one of our viewers, we're giving it away.
We're giving away a free game of Gridiron Golf. And if you guys go on Twitter, say hashtag #RipSucks, you'll get a free Gridiron Golf.
That's not how it works. Rip Sucks is not how it works. That is not how, you know what, fine.
It's my damn show now. It's my damn show.
Hey, those shades look great on.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I won them.
They're mine. You didn't win them.
Nope, just won them when I just made that.
Well, I wasn't giving them away.
That was the prize. We didn't discuss it before, but I decided after I hit it that there were prizes.
A very hungover Zach Bollinger.
I can't believe I made that. That was electric.
You know what? Get out. Get out of here.
that last minute stretch, I guess, really did it for you.
Yeah, it was. I had to just strategize. That was the biggest thing.
How do we win? Asks.
Win the prize?
Just a bit outside. Yes.
So I
Let 'em know.
think if you follow us and Gridiron Golf on Instagram,
Yes.
and then we're going to actually put out that clip of Zach actually
Making the shot.
Well, us both. Will show me making the shot, and then Zach.
Weird how you have to include you making the shot.
Oh, I'm sorry, Zach. Is your name on the show?
Nope, and that's why everyone's gonna be like, "Holy shit! Look at the angle that he took that shot, and that's so risky." Wow, he made it.
The part is, it's going to be fun. We're going to put out a future post there. If you go to Instagram and you follow Gridiron Golf and the Ryan Ripken Show, or my Instagram and the YouTube channel, and comment on it, you'll be entered in for the giveaway. But we're going to be giving away at least one game. We have other giveaways with Gridiron Golf. It's a lot of fun. We just did a short one because you can see how long Zach takes to take shots. We could have been here literally until game time, and we don't have the time for that.
You know, it's crazy. It's still on him.
Yeah.
Don't matter how it happens.
So I like that he's waking up now.
Yeah.
You're still like that one. You're still that one kid that like didn't get.
I'm a few
didn't
gears
get his like
behind.
Frosted Flakes, and he
Yeah.
was all mad.
Yeah.
And then he finally got kind of what he wanted, but he's still going to give you attitude, give you sass.
As soon as I made that, all of last night's mistakes were worth it for that moment.
Oh, sugar.
I'm gonna drink this crush.
All right.
And enjoy it.
All right, we ready to get out of here? So
Yeah.
for again,
Ravens by a million.
Ravens by a million, best bets. We got Ravens over. I got Ravens covering the spread at 8.5. Zach's over 74.5 rush yards. Brad has over 50 receiving yards for Mark Andrews. We all got the Ravens winning this game and winning by multiple scores. That's the hope. That's the goal. But above everything, we appreciate you guys tuning in. Our first Crush segment. We're going to have a bartender here to help us in the future. But Deep Eddy, appreciate them. Appreciate all of our sponsors, Stuggies, Iron Rooster, Adams Jeep of Maryland, which we have maybe things planned for them for this football tailgate season. I think that's all we got, Brad.
Yep.
When I move, you move.
Just like
Just
that.
like that.
Just like that. Let's move on out of
Also,
here.
just real fast, my parents sent me a picture of them tailgating with the show. Mom, I can't get it on the screen. I'm trying. So
Did she
Just-
tag us?
no, they texted me and I told them to text it and I would get it.
God.
And then I lied to them.
Bunch of old people.
Yeah, come
Well,
on.
also,
Mom.
Zach did just lie. He said, "Oh yeah, if you do this, I'll do it for you."
Yeah, I just said I lied.
Well-
I legitimately, I just said like I lied. Mom, I'm trying and can't get it off the text strand. Like, we're attempting, but
Yeah, well, you know what?
I
too?
know your mom
she all right, here
has
we
an
go.
X account too.
Yeah, I know. Mom, just tag me.
All right, we're gonna finish this up. Zach and I are gonna do some planks before the game, and we'll be ready to rock and roll. Let's cue the music, Brad.
Yep.
All right, as always, here on the Ryan Ripken Show, we appreciate each and every one of you. Hope you enjoyed getting up with us on Sunday. We're going to have a lot more planned in the future. Shout out, everyone. Enjoy yourself. Have a day. Have a night. Go Ravens. Enjoy your NFL Sunday. We'll be back tomorrow for a regular scheduled show of the Ryan Ripken Show. See you later.